Hello everyone, I would like to share with you my philosophy for life, because we always go through phases where we don't know what we're doing or why, where we feel we have no real purpose or direction, and in these times it's easy to become misguided or depressed or hopeless. I know I have been, and so from it I endeavoured to find the correct path in life, at least for myself, and to do it without religious influence or other such biased means, and to keep it as simple as possible. Often we get caught up in overcomplicated philosophy and theory, but keeping things simple is to keep things clear and understandable. I came to that conclusion quite easily after reading Miyamoto Musashi's Book of Five Rings, which every martial artist should read, and after reading Havemal, also known as Sayings of the High One in the Poetic Edda, because everything is written and explained shortly and simply, so there can be no mistake, and as though it were already common sense, so there's no mistake of what it means or what it really says. So with that in mind, I thought about what any one person's purpose in life equates to, and also what people's fatal flaws were. And for the greatest people in history, it has always been to become the best at something, or to overcome some great obstacle in their life, or perhaps achieve something magnificent, or achieve some great work. And people who were considered great, but didn't necessarily do any of those things, it was because they were a fair person of high morals, and so were trustworthy and fair to the point of meriting them being considered great. As well as this, where people have met their downfall is either lack of physical strength or health, or mental health, or lacking of intelligence or of moral fibre. Here we already see it is quite obvious that there are only three things we must cultivate our mind for: great intelligence and healthy mental state, then our body for physical strength and skill and health. And lastly, we must not forget about good morals. Not necessarily based on religion, as they may traditionally be, but simply based on your conscience first. Then if your conscience is not strong enough, think simply of others before yourself, of the consequences of your actions before they are even your actions. Now we start to enter the territory of balance, for if we focus too heavily on one of these three things, even if the other two are cultivated well and practiced and maintained to a level of excellence, we will start to see negative returns on our efforts. For example, with our mind, we may become too absorbed in the theory and knowledge that we forget the real world. We may become unsure of things by overthinking, or end up forgetting to do things from overthinking, and hesitating from overthinking. And surely, in the pursuit of a healthy and strong and excellent mind, one can be driven insane. Then physically, if you drive your body to such extremes that it cannot keep up with your enthusiasm and vigour that you put into it, it will deteriorate. And if you practice a skill like playing an instrument, and you practice it too much, you'll soon hate it. And even if you're very good at it, you'll never want to play it again, nor will it sound as good as it once did, simply because you don't love to play it anymore. Lastly, having high moral standard can lead to many things. One is arrogance, as you see other people's actions as immoral and therefore you believe yourself unduly better than them. Another way for this to be a downfall within a person is because it may lead to you becoming so mindful of others that you lose courage and self-confidence, only seeing how your actions can cause offence and unhappiness. I don't believe I'm the first to come up with these ideas, certainly not the idea of a person being both physically excellent but mentally excellent, as these were greatly valued in the ancient world, or ancient worlds of Rome and Greece, and of course Buddha was most famous to include a middle path to be the right path for any person. However, my conclusion is this: a person should strive for physical and mental excellence whilst having moral fibre all in balance.